As a supplier, you're able to use Omniscient to automatically sell customer returns to the highest bidder. You can configure this by going to your supplier settings. You can pick a logistics solution. You will need to select the Omniscient AI if you would like to use automatic selling. You can decide whether you will only work with partners who you have pre-vetted. You have the option to auto-allocate the jobs. You can pick your preferred and backup logistics endpoint. So if we're unable to sell your stock, you can specify that you'd like it to return to base, and you can specify that your ideal and preferred endpoint would be to sell it to a reseller. You can specify the address you wish the goods to be returned to, the contact details for somebody at that address, and you can also customize the text and redirect information that appears on the customer return form. Once you've configured your profile to allow automatic selling, you can then set up your pricing matrix. Currently, I only have one pricing rule configured, and it's for all products and all categories. We call this a catch-all rule because it will catch anything that other rules don't take precedence over. This is the least specific type of pricing item. So let's have a look at it. You can see the pricing type is all products, all categories. You can see that the minimum you're willing to accept for a grade A item is 3%, for a grade B, 3%, and so on and so forth. This averages out to an average price of 4.5% of the recommended retail price for an item. Let's create a more specific rule. We'll call this one category A, and we'll match this one to a specific product category. And we'll pick a category of washing machines, and we'll specify that for a grade A item, we expect to receive 60%, for a grade B, 40%, for a grade C, 25%, and for a grade D, 10%. This calculates an average of 33.75%, and we'll click Create. Now, if a customer did return a washing machine, it would get matched to this category A rule, and it would only be sold to bidders who had an average bid price of equal to or higher than 33.75% of the recommended retail price for that product. We have a number of pre-configured rules. You can select by specific product, by specific category, or by a specific category and supplier of product. So let's have a look at that one. Let's call this one Samsung TVs. We'll say we want to match it to Samsung in the category of televisions. And again, we'll say 70% for a grade A, 50% for a B, 40% for a C, and 25% for a D. And we'll click Create. And now anyone who returns a Samsung television, they will be matched to this more specific rule. But you'll notice that we haven't set up rules for every product category and for every brand. And if a brand or a category match can't be found, then we will default back to the generic catch-all rule. Once you've specified what pricing you're happy to take for each product and category, you can then look at what you're willing to pay for logistics operations on those returns. So again, we have the same concept in place here. You can set up a catch-all rule for all products and all categories, but you can also be specific, and we could perhaps have a pricing for washing machines, and we will match it to the washing machine category. And then within pricing, you can specify what type of bid that you're willing to make. So you could price it per item, per mile, or per item as a percentage of recommended retail price. For this one, we're going to specify a price per item, and we're going to say for each washing machine, we will not pay more than £25 per shipment. Click Create, and there we've set up a rule specifically for washing machines with a customized price that we're willing to pay for that particular type of item. Now that we've set up our pricing, our desired endpoint, and our logistics bids, we're now ready to start automatically selling stock as customers make returns.